ready to call the meeting to order? We'll call the meeting to order, 6 o'clock. Sarah's done roll call. Or we do these, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda that we could, prior to roll call, sorry. Yeah.
Motion to amend the agenda with the memorandum. Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have added number 6 under resolutions. Now, roll call, and then if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Well, we jump right on down to, we have approval of the March 10th, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
Move to approve the minutes. Support.
We have a motion and support. All those in favor of approving our minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, we've approved our minutes. Now we will jump down to resolutions, and the first is a consideration of a resolution to ratify investment of the following city funds. We have 3 CDs, one at Commercial Bank, one at Huntington Bank, and another at Commercial Bank, for $250,000 each, with varying interest rates. Do we have a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt. Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, we've adopted the CDs, or CDs, excuse me. I'm saying things that I don't even know what I'm talking about. CDs. Okay, number 2, consideration of a resolution to approve a request for permission from the Parks and Recreation Department and the Pine River Arts Council to use loudspeakers and amplifiers during their evenings in the park events, which will be held each Tuesday evening from May 25th, 2026 through September 7th, 2026 from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in accordance with Section 22-19 of the Alma Code of Ordinances.
Move to adopt. Support.
Is there anything you want to add to that? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory, and we're going to have a nice event calendar this year again, so they're working on it right now.
All right, great. Okay, we have a motion and support. All those in favor of adopting this resolution? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We have approved. Number 3, consideration of a resolution to approve a request from the MIAL Meadows Mobile Home Park at 411 South Grover to host a craft and vendor show on their community grounds during the weekend of the Highland Festival, Friday, May 22nd and Saturday, May 23rd, with hours of operation from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Do I have a motion?
Move to adopt. Support.
Any additional background?
Just, this is the first time they're trying this. They've done a lot of work out there at the Meadows Park, and lots of improvements, and this is one more step of them doing some community outreach to show off their community and hopefully bring new residents down to their community as well. So,
great.
So we'll see how it goes for them.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, we have a motion and support. All those in favor of this, adopting this resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Number 4, consideration of a performance resolution required by the Michigan Department of Transportation authorizing the annual application and permit for miscellaneous operations within state highway right-of-way, which will include the street closures and banner placements in conjunction with the 2026 special community events use of the state highway right-of-way.
Move to adopt. Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support.
This is just every year we do this, and just for those at home, because it seems like that always comes up the most, the Highland Festival, the homecomings for Alma High School homecoming and the Alma College homecoming parades are back-to-back again this year, September 25th and 26th. So sometimes people like to have them on separate weekends, but again, they'll be on the same weekend back-to-back.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions? Okay, all those in favor of adopting the performance resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed. Consideration of a proposed resolution proclaiming April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the city of Alma.
Move to adopt. Support.
Who is we usually ask?
Yeah,
Eric?
yeah.
I don't remember who that.
But as we talked about when we submitted our application earlier to Tree City USA, that's our 40th year of that program. So we are working on something for that day, and we'll try to do something in conjunction with the Parks and Rec Committee or department for some kind of special plantings or something like that to celebrate 40 years.
Yeah, we'll be in Tree City USA. All those in favor of this resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, April 24th is Arbor Day. Consideration of a resolution to authorize publication of a notice of intent to issue bonds for reimbursement of project expenditures for improvements to the sanitary sewer system.
Move to adopt. Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Do we have
Just, I'll give you some details, and if Dave thinks we need more, he'll pop up and talk a little bit about them. As we talked about our last meeting, our bond count will need a notice of intent to submit bonds for our wastewater treatment plant upgrades through this Clean Water State Revolving Loan Funds that we receive. Currently, as the board knows, we've received funding for $20.5 million at this point. Fishbeck is our engineer working on the plans. Right now, we've expanded more than just $20 million worth. So it's a top to bottom look at what we could need at the plant, and then scale back if we need to, depending on funding. What's in front of you in this resolution that needs 45 days notice, and that's why we got to approve it tonight. Give us enough room in between this and when the bids are received here for your commission's review and staff's input to what would be the best options, and for the commission to move forward. What is being proposed in the notice of publication is an amount not to exceed in revenue bonds of 40 million. And that number sounds high, but it's, like we discussed at our last meeting, it can go up once we submit this. It can't go up from there. And the revenue bonds, those are the funding that's come through the state revolving loan. As we discussed, we hope once we get closer that to getting the bids in, the state of Michigan will let us know if there is some additional SRF monies out there, and that can come in there. And then the 14 million under capital improvement bonds. If we don't have quite enough SRF monies, we would need to go into the private bond market to fund any of the other options in the proposals for the wastewater treatment plant upgrades, if we've decided to go that route. But 14 million sounds high, but again, same kind of thing. You can't go up after you submit this notice of intent. So, and we in the proposal, in the resolution also states basically every possible thing that may be approved at the wastewater treatment plant as part of the resolution. So, and this document was created by our bond counsel. So everything has been checked and it meets with everyone's approval. And we also did have Fishbeck take a look at it, make sure everything was included in there as well. Okay. Dave, did you want to include anything else?
Just that, as the manager mentioned, trying to hide, reduce the amount of time to come up here so you don't have to listen to it often. Dave Randall, Public Services Director. As the manager mentioned, we're under time crunch because everybody's probably tired of hearing how abbreviated we are with this design and bid process for this project to do the SRF requirements. We can always spend less, but we cannot spend more. The reason is if we come back and ask for more, there's just not enough time to get that approved from the City Commission for the SRF timeline requirements. So we overestimated this a little bit, but the idea is we can always spend less. So,
We're not obligated to these dollars.
correct.
Great.
Yeah, if you approve it, you don't have to spend every dime of that. Although we'd love to, but no, that's not what we're asking.
We could.
It's what we could
Yes.
afford.
Okay, does anybody have any other questions? Okay, we have motion and support. All those in favor, respond by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you have passed. Thank you. Okay, now agreements. Consideration of a resolution to approve change order number 1 to the water meter replacement project agreement with Ferguson Water Works in the amount of $69,669, revising the total contract amount from $1,481,745.89 to $1,551,414.89 to reflect the difference between original estimated amounts and final actual installed quantities and values.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Is there any other?
This is just the final closeout for the accounting and final payments, and not too far off, really, considering the
Yeah.
amount of work that was done, and this is covered underneath our SRF, drinking water SRF funding.
Okay, great. Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have adopted that. Thank you. The City Commission may receive the following reports by one resolution. Our City Commissioner may remove any item within this section for individual discussion and vote. We have the Alma Police Department February 2026 report and the City Manager's report.
Move to accept number 1.
Support.
Okay, all those in favor of accepting the Alma Police Department February 2026 report, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now we will move on to the City Manager's report.
Move to accept the city manager's report.
Support.
Okay, motion and support.
All right, we got an abbreviated one for you because we had a nice long meeting last time, so. And we're gonna probably have a big meeting next time because we'll have an extra week in between meetings, so just be ready. All right, so anyway, here we go.
More than just 4 hours.
That's right. Just wanted to let you know the Business and Innovation Incubation Development Center. We're moving along with that design. The design is about 80% complete. We're looking to be out for bid for that in May and back sometime in June here with this commission to approve the bid. So the college can get moving with that. The new leafing machine, believe it or not, we ordered that thing back in December of 2024. Had to go back and look it up. I thought it was maybe a year ago. No, it was longer than a year ago. So our fancy new machine is in. It's been so long. This machine, we can basically have 2 staff working. We got one driving the truck and then one that sits on the leafing machine itself. There you can see the controls and the seating position. And much safer, much cleaner. It's going to be much more efficient. And then from my perspective as manager, take my workers' comp possibilities way down. Just better for the employees. It's a lot. You know how much of a pain it is to rake your own yard, do that up and down the street for, 6 hours a day, especially after a snowfall and rain. So we're looking very much forward to, not because it's going to be winter after fall, but that we have it now. and I think our crew is going to very much enjoy having that piece of equipment. And so will the community, because we'll be able to get through neighborhoods much quicker.
Do we still have several people on rakes or not?
We still have the other one out. This is one. We have 2. This is replacement for one. We have one budgeted for and another 2 years if we can stay on that schedule. The replacement for the other will be similar to this if we're fortunate enough and the commission is so much inclined.
Okay, but does this one require people out on rakes as well?
No.
Okay.
This one is what, as the manager mentioned, the person driving the truck, and then we have headsets. There'll be a person that runs on that machine. So basically, they'll just tell the truck driver to slow down, get closer to the curb, things like that, and they can operate that manual the control mechanism. So no, it goes from 2 people from 4 to 2.
And like I said, my workers' comp issue.
Yes.
So is is there like a tube or something that
Yes.
sucks it up?
Yeah, assisting.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
The thing with the tire around.
Yeah, it doesn't drive over it, but, and then this would be just for the, not things that are bagged, you'll still have to,
Correct.
humans to grab the bags.
Those are like, that's starting in our April through October, and then October when we have our leafing season, that's when everybody breaks the curb. You
Yeah.
can't use bags anymore. And
Right.
This machine and the other one will be out and about. But no, I'm excited to see it. Like I said, it's so hard to find people that are willing to do this type of work. It's hard
It's like
labor.
work.
It's hard labor.
It's like work, yeah.
And I'm excited because I just no one will get, just reduce those possibilities of people getting injured, so.
And is it as enormous as it looks?
It's big.
And it's extremely difficult now to get seasonals, I'll just put it in that context
sure.
right now.
Yeah,
So
sure.
as we have this will be nice, and I mentioned going forward for the sales pitch for the next one in a year or two, that's going to become more vital to have those machines where you can reduce the amount of people.
What do you haul it with?
The flat rack trucks, just like we do currently with the existing machine.
And it's all electronic. Nobody's out with the big tube. It's
No,
electronic.
the person that rides on there operates
On the back,
that.
yeah.
Nope, it's slick.
So do they have, our people have to have extra credentials, or they already have it for what they're
No.
already operating? Okay.
It would run similar to like what the backhoe arm, things like that would be, but
Right.
no, it's
Yeah,
no
things you wouldn't want
certifications.
me.
You definitely have to have a
But-
CDL to drive the
okay,
machine that
perfect.
hauls it, but not
Yeah.
to occupy and to run that, no.
Okay.
Quick transit update. Next meeting we'll also have bids back for mill and resurfacing of the existing parking lot out there, which will be done once the project is complete. That is out for bid right now, so we should have that for you for approval, so that can be scheduled and get that project done before June. And then, of course, we included some updated construction photos that are going on.
That flooring is beautiful.
Yep, that's the new training room going on. And lastly, the MML 2026 convention is October 7th through the 9th, and this year it's in Traverse City. I do plan to attend, and I know Drew went last year. Did you?
Yes.
You went to the convention last year.
Yeah, that was great.
I think it's worthwhile if you have the time and you can make it work in your schedule, to go up there the whole conference, 2 days of the whole conference. It is at the the Grand Traverse Resort. So it's a nice facility. I was there 2 years ago when I was at Traverse City. It's a nice facility to network and learn, and lots of great work sessions at breakouts. So-
Is that the same thing like many, many years ago that we went to in Lansing? Would they have ever had? Is that something
That,
different?
it's very close to that.
Okay.
I think you were at like the CapCon type
Okay.
thing, yes, where we had the legislative day type.
Yes,
thing.
yes, that's what, yeah, okay.
This is well beyond that. It's a lot of networking with fellow local legislators across
Mm-hmm.
the state that work for different cities and townships. And then you have breakout sessions for whatever you may be interested in, from financing to healthcare to
Yeah, I think I-
arts, all kinds of different
Yeah.
sessions. And it doesn't hurt, it's in Traverse City too.
Yeah, they do move it around. It was in Grand Rapids last time.
Yeah.
And, lots of great sessions and seeing what other cities are doing. It's kind of exciting. And I mean, cities smaller than ours doing some really neat things that you can kind of pick up some ideas from. And it was a neat experience. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So, anyway.
So the Lansing one was like a mini version? of that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, yep. And if you're interested, let us know and we'll get you signed up and get the accommodations.
What was that date?
taken care of. It's this October 7th through the 9th, 2026. And that is all I have for this evening.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor of receiving the city manager's report, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sorry. Forgot that I had to complete that, not just thinking. Okay, we've received that. Thank you, Eric. Okay, now we are down to new business, a report concerning the establishment of Special Assessment District Number 2026-1 for construction of sanitary sewer leads on State Street in conjunction with the SRF Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project.
Move to receive the report.
Thank you, Drew. Your support?
Support.
Thank you. Okay, looks like Mr. Ringel give us some information.
Hello, remember me? Dave Ringel, Public Services Director. If anybody remembers back a long, long time ago, 2 weeks, we talked about this during the newsletter. This is to establish a sanitary sewer SAD district on North State Street from Center Street to Superior. And if anyone recalls that conversation, we're not going to replace the existing sanitary sewer. It doesn't run the entire length of that segment that's outlined in green. There's an existing sanitary that's basically from the center of that, the midpoint of that block, headed south. What this SAD would do would be construct a sanitary sewer from that existing termination point mid-block to the north. It would also add sanitary sewer laterals that don't exist for some of those buildings and businesses that occupy that north half, as well as replace sanitary sewer laterals on that south half that are existing laterals, and add new laterals to buildings that currently don't have a sanitary sewer lateral existing, so that there would reduce the likelihood that they'd have to connect and reopen that street up in the near future. Because as what we do with our street reconstructions, we don't want holes poked in the brand new road surfaces. So that's the reason for this, is to put a new sanitary sewer in the north half, replace existing laterals, and place laterals where they don't currently exist for some of those buildings that have been parceled off through the many years. What the sanitary sewer SAD would establish is 8 by 6 connections wise. That's where the lateral connects to the main. So that's to pay for that connection to the main. That's what the Y is. 6-inch sanitary sewer, that's the lateral portion that goes from the main up to just beyond the curb line, probably in that first section of concrete, hoping to stay out of the sidewalks, but it goes back to, depends on the condition of the sanitary sewer laterals that are there. We might have to go back more just to get a decent section of pipe to connect to. The idea is we're going to try to keep that sidewalk open as much as we can while we're doing this. Sanitary clean out on anything that's not already existing structural plastic. If there's an existing sanitary lateral there that's plastic, we're just going to leave it alone on this one. But anything that's new or replaced will have a clean out. What's different on this one that you haven't seen on other ones is this clean out casting box. What that is a little miniature cast iron manhole, and we'll put those right over top of the clean out boxes because that's going to be in sidewalk, concrete sidewalk. Don't want to have those clean outs exposed where people can walk by, open that up, take it, break it. What this will have is a little mini manhole casting that'll go on top of it, so in the future those can all be found at any point. So if there's a new lateral in place that's not connected to, you can find it in the future. The other is, if there's any reason that they need to maintain that lateral, they can open up that, let's call it, that clean out box, that casting, and expose that clean out to clean it out. So that's different. You've never seen that on the other ones before, but because the unique location in downtown and being in the concrete, that's why we're proposing it. These are all of the potential addresses that may be affected as a part of this project. There's a few that, all of these are unique because they have their own parcel ID numbers, which I was kind of surprised to see when I looked through this. Because as I mentioned there 2 weeks ago, some of these you have one building, but there's 2 businesses in there. So there's a potential that you have 2 cleanouts per parcel. But according to what we're seeing here, that's not the idea. But what we did try to do is look at anything that's an existing building right now that looks like it's its own storefront, trying to propose to put a clean out there. So we don't know how those buildings are connected in their plumbing. So if there is an address, it's going to have its own sanitary lateral. But these are all the addresses that we're projecting. And as I mentioned, if there's an existing one that's plastic, we can remove those later on. For the total cost, just like the other SADs, you can see the overall cost we're projecting is just under $5,000. The city would pay half, the property owner would pay the other half. This moves forward. And that concludes my portion. If there's any questions.
And so this is for the portion between the city and the homeowner? Or the business owner, sorry.
This is for the, yes, from the main to basically just beyond the curb line. That's what we call the lateral that goes inside of the building.
And so
that's what this is for.
Okay.
And these adjoining property owners do not pay for the sanitary main that we're going to install. That comes out of the sanitary sewer fund.
But if if the property owner has questionable the rest of the way, can they do something at that time to?
They can ask, but the
Lessen their-
contractor will
Okay.
reserve the right to reject it. And
Okay.
based on the timeline, and this very tight timeline we have on this SRF window, I'm going to guess they will say no, just because it's going to be a very tight window. to
But while
construct.
things are opened up, if they have someone else, I mean, is there a way that if they?
There's a possibility they could, but while that's going under construction, I can give that to the contractors to do their work because we've got a short window to get that done. But there's no penalty if they wait till later on. Let's
Okay.
say if there is an issue, because we're going beyond that curb line, they can go from basically excavate that sidewalk to go inside their building if there's any need to do that in the future.
Okay.
So it's cheaper to do that. You don't have to open up the road because we've already been in there to do it.
Right,
So
okay.
They can
That's
do it at any
good.
point in the future.
So if there's a situation where you're connecting to a building, I don't know, maybe 326 North State Street, into the building, there's no current lateral going out of that building, what do they connect to?
Yep. If you're saying that what you have.
Because I know for a fact that building runs to Superior, and there's nothing going out to that. I mean, that's my building for,
Yep.
just to be.
So curious, you pulled that one right out. of the-
That one right there, I know that one goes out. I'm kind of curious, just randomly, but if we have nothing to connect to, where does it stop? Or they just go into the building and cap it?
No, they're not going into the building on any of these. What they're gonna do for this one, if there's no existing lateral to connect to, this is gonna be a new one that's just blanked off. It'll be capped off just beyond that curb line. There'll be that clean out, that casting, and that's just a termination point. Like your building, if you ever connect to it in the future, you can connect to that point without ever having to get into the street.
So then because I'm sure that this isn't the only building, it's obviously just the one I know about. So at what point is because with the customer or the building owner, you're splitting part of that cost, but since it's not going into any of theirs, is it just then you're splitting, see where I'm getting at?
Yeah,
with
the adjoining property owner would pay half, the city pays the other half, whether you.
So then
connect to
additional
it or
costs
not,
would come if
additional
it
costs.
actually went into the building, that's where it would be talked with the.
There will be no, the SAD is to put in the lateral. So whether your building, you don't connect to Superior Street right now, that building doesn't, but you still would have to pay for this SAD because it gives you the ability to connect to a lateral without cutting into the street. Best way I can explain it. So whether we're connecting to an existing lateral or not, you're still gonna have to
So
pay.
you're paying for the lateral, but I necessarily wouldn't have to hook to the lateral. I could continue to use the Superior Street lateral until that.
Till you have a problem.
Until it had an issue and then, okay, that's
Correct.
fine.
Yep, this
That's
gives
what I thought, but-
gives an access point if there's any existing problems or anything that happens in the future. And the way those buildings are divided, if you have a storefront but you don't own the half where your sewer runs to, this gives you a point to connect legally in front of your property without having to re-excavate the street.
Thank you, Dave. Anybody have any other questions? Okay,
Okay, thank you.
So all those in favor of receiving Mr. Engel's report, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So now we move to a consideration of a resolution to set a public hearing for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026 at 6 PM or as soon thereafter as the agenda allows for the purpose of reviewing Special Assessment District Number 2026-1 for the State Street Sanitary Sewer Leads Construction Project. We have a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have set the public hearing for Tuesday, April 14th at 6 PM. Now, do we have anyone who would like to pay our appropriations?
Move to pay the appropriation.
Support.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions about any of the appropriations? Okay, we have a motion and support. All those in favor of paying our bills, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have paid our appropriations. Thank you. Commissioners' comments and reports. Danny?
No additional comments. Thank you.
Roger?
Welcome spring.
Please. Oh,
Don't say that yet.
well,
I was debating about whether to put my snow blower away and I
well, I
opted not to.
wouldn't. Yeah, don't, because then that'll curse us. Yeah, it will absolutely curse us. Drew? Nothing from you? Sarah? No? Good, thank you.
Just, I don't know if you noticed the new front counter
looks great.
colors and
Beautiful.
trim. That was voted on by the general public coming in. We had some different swatches out there, so that was the top vote getter. It
Very
remind-
spring-like.
Yes. and,
Robin's egg blue.
And that's exactly, when I first came to town, one of the city colors was robin egg blue. Because when we downtown signs that was one of our projects. We got 'em- Yeah.
Elma-y.
Yeah. We got them built up at the prison, and then the colors were robin egg blue,
Okay.
and then the maroon from the inside.
Fun,
So,
yeah.
so anyway,
Looks good. It
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
yeah. Good work.
that's it.
Okay. I don't have anything to add, and now we can open up for members of our audience for invitation to the public. If anyone has anything they would like to say, you can move to the podium. Nothing, Jan?
Nothing, Jan.
Our only public.
I don't have anything really to say, but do you have any questions for me? There's a lot going on in the county, but it's kind of, we're getting audits and stuff like that going on, and I don't really have any report on any of that.
Okay.
It's an ongoing thing.
Okay, well, thank you.
Sorry I missed the few months here. The winter was really hard on me this year.
Well, we're glad to see you here tonight. Thank you. Okay, I guess I would accept a motion to adjourn the meeting unless anyone has anything else to add.
So moved.
Support. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.